Talk about today's performance.
Well, we're thrilled to open up the season with a victory. It's great to be back out in Memorial Coliseum for another season opener, and I was really pleased in a lot of areas today, and it's just a lot of fun to come out in front of an enthusiastic and energetic crowd and get a victory to kick off the season. So we are excited about today and happy to win.
Questions?
Thank you very much.
You did talk a little bit, if you would, about their level of intensity. It seemed like it was pretty effective.
Well, the first part of building our team and our defensive identity starts with that. It's with a high level of intensity. And that starts with their attitude and their willingness to really put themselves out there and make mistakes, because we made a ton of mistakes today, but it's all part of the process. It's what you have to do. It's early in the season, and the thing that I liked was the speed that Delaware State had to play with today. They were pretty uncomfortable, it looked like to me. I'll go back and look at it on film. There's a lot we have to get better at doing, and I think we will, but that takes day after day after day, repetition, to really get good at some of these things that we need to get good at. But the first step is the intensity, and I thought that they brought that today, so I was happy with that.
You were able to get everybody in the ball game. Was that important, just to get them out on the floor and get them some playing time?
Well, I think it's important in a game like today where the margin's big and you need to give everybody a chance to get out there and see what they can do, an opportunity. But I don't go into the game thinking we have to get everybody in the game. Now, we do want a deep rotation, but they really have to earn that playing time and practice, and so if the scoring margin is like it is today, then everybody will probably get an opportunity to play. So I was happy everybody got a chance to play. Wish every game was like that, because that would mean we'd have a large margin there. I just wanted to clarify that.
Do you anticipate a large margin in the next game?
I'm sorry?
Do you anticipate a large margin in the next game?
We'd love to have one, but I'm not sure. I'm not anticipating anything yet on that. I have to see what we're going to do. But I would say that is going to be a big challenge for us.
I hear you yelling, go, 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 when they're taking it off the rim, and even out of the net. Like, instead of trying to correct them on the spot, you just want them to go. If you talk about, I assume you'll do that in the video, right?
Yes, that is, we will figure out, we will correct in timeouts, we will correct in dead balls, we will correct in video review and practice, exactly. That's when we will correct. The main thing that you have to have is a mentality of putting the pressure on and attacking all the time. And we had, way too many turnovers today, and those were a product of them trying to learn how to play the pace. So there's only one way to learn how to do that, and that's to do it. And so it's going to be ugly at times, and it's going to be, a lot of mistakes made here early in the season. But I think I'm very optimistic about what we can become.
Coach, can you talk about Deisha and how you thought she played her first?
I thought she did all right. I was not just. My initial thoughts, I'd have to go back and watch the film. I didn't think she played in a stance nearly enough today. I didn't think she was, on defense, I didn't think she was anywhere close to what she can be. Offensively, I thought she was very impatient around the bucket. So that's my initial impression of her. She is a very talented player and has what I think a real possibility of having a great year.
This team's got a lot of depth in the post area. How important will that be going into the next game? Just the number of bodies you have down low.
Well, you just never know how that's going to translate. The thing that you have when you're playing against such a dynamic player is, I think you make a mistake if you just spend all your time worrying about trying to stop one player or two players. I think at this point in the season, what's important for us is we have to have 2 more good days of trying to work on the things that will make us good, and then go down there and try to be a Kentucky team that goes and plays. And but post depth could help. Maybe if we can get the pace right and getting up and down the floor, it could help. But you just, depth doesn't matter if people don't play well. You know, you have to play well. So we'll see what happens.
Got time for a couple more.
Megan Conwright seemed a little bit gimpy still. Was that your impression also?
Yeah, not full speed, but really part of the process of her coming back, has to fight through some of this pain, has to, the more activities she can get, it helps her through the injury. And, you know, I think you see that she's not at full speed, but still her mentality and her pace, I thought we were better when she was in the game from a pace standpoint. She had too many turnovers, and those will cut down. She was real rusty today. Yesterday was the first time she really had any live basketball 5-on-5. So you're talking about more than a week off. So I think she'll just get better and better.
Matthew, Megan had a behind-the-back pass in the first half that worked, and you applauded it. I know some coaches would sort of grin and bear that, but is that the kind of thing you're willing to accept if it's the context is right and obviously the execution?
Yeah, if it's good. You know, I mean, that was a really sharp bullet pass on the money. I'm thinking that she felt like that was the best way for her to get the ball to him. It wasn't some kind of lackadaisical hot dog play. I mean, that was a sharp pass. We don't practice that, you know, but we do want players to have the freedom to go play and make plays. And when you do that, you have to accept some things as a coach, and you have to believe in them that they can make a play. And hey, we want people to come out to Memorial and have fun. That was a lot of fun right there. So I decided to get in the act and have a little fun with the crowd. And that was a fun time today. There were some not so fun times, but that was fun.
Did you feel like they did a good job of not looking ahead in this game?
Yeah, I thought we had good intensity. I thought that I thought you could point at some players that didn't do great in the second half, that I think maybe they let the scoreboard affect them, and that's not good. That's not acceptable, and we'll point that out to them and correct that. But I didn't think that they showed up today with a real lackadaisical effort, like we're just going to roll over you and we're looking on to the next game. I didn't get that impression from them, so that's good, and that's something that we just try to talk about every day, doing your best. So hopefully that's helping them too. They're just focused on doing their very best that day.
All right, thank you guys. We got Delaware State coach next.